Welcome to Three Count Commentaries. This is your host, Mongo Slade. They have a tag team match. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Naomi and Lana. I don't know what this match was for. I don't think I was paying that close attention. All I know is Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are on commentary. Then Asuka comes out. Shayna Baszler leaves commentary because Asuka versus Shayna Baszler is a match you're just throwing on TV. Because we don't build things in WWE anymore. We just slap shit together. So instead of building this grudge between the two of them and waiting to have this match, they decided the first night Asuka comes back, they're gonna fight. The exact night that she comes back, they're gonna fight. Okay, whatever. So Asuka comes to ringside. Shayna Baszler leaves commentary. Asuka beats her up. Of course, this distracts everybody that's already in the ring having their babyface versus babyface match. And it causes Naomi and Lana to lose. So Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose win. What do they win? Likely nothing. Because they've already decided the tag team championship match is between two singles competitors, but I'm not going to go down that road again. So Asuka beats up Shayna Baszler. And they're going to get ready for their match tonight. It's going to be Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. So then they decide to have the match. The match is all of 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. Before the match, Shayna Baszler cuts a promo, basically talking about how she enjoyed kicking Asuka in the face and she plans to do it again. Asuka is fighting off both Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler by herself. They did a great spot where she tried to do her little butt attack to Nia Jax. Nia Jax moved. She got caught in the ropes, and then Shayna Baszler came with the knee to the jaw. You know, kind of like they're telling the story of Shayna Baszler trying to knock her teeth out again. Later in the match, she failed to knock her teeth out. Later in the match, she tried to punch Asuka in the face, and Asuka grabbed her by the boot. This match didn't feature much style or technique from either one of them. It was basically just a fight where Asuka kept taking her down, doing ground and pound. Asuka kept, attacking Nia Jax outside the ring. Of course, this is a distraction because it always has to be a distraction. Shayna Baszler uses the Karafuda clutch. Asuka counters it into the Asuka lock. She counters it back into the Karafuda clutch. And then Asuka just does ye old roll over the Bret Hart, Roddy Piper pin. And of course, Shayna Baszler's an idiot. She doesn't let the move go. She gets pinned. She kind of holds on. She refused to let it go. That's when she tried to kick her in the face and she caught her boot. Then Asuka, caught her, beat her down, did the Kawada kicks in her face. They did a decent story of showing that, these two women are trying to Asuka's trying to, exact revenge on Shayna Baszler. So then Asuka, curb stomps Shayna Baszler into the turnbuckle, which was pretty cool. Of course, Shayna Baszler wears a mouth guard and it was a turnbuckle, so Asuka it didn't really do that much good. So Asuka took the turnbuckle off, then reached into Shayna Baszler's mouth and took out the mouth guard. And then she was going to do it again, but the referee, as she kicked her, the referee caught Shayna Baszler and got between the two of them. So Asuka came out looking like a house of fire, of course. Of course, they shit on the rest of the division because, that tag team match really had what did we get from that? There was no graphic saying that they were going to wrestle the tag team for the tag team titles or anything, so that really didn't get us anywhere. And Shayna Baszler just lost in a very quick match that really didn't tell any stories outside of Asuka is mad and she's a badass when she's mad. Otherwise, there wasn't really nothing that benefits her. Shayna Baszler loses another match because all she does is lose now. She doesn't have any credibility. So I don't see what do we get from this. Instead of taking the time to tell the story, of Asuka and Shayna Baszler, of maybe even just saying Shayna Baszler is going to challenge Asuka at WrestleMania because she knocked her teeth out, which would have been perfectly fine. Perfect. That would have been a great build-up That Asuka's, you say that Asuka was maybe play into what the internet was saying that Asuka's not going to make it to WrestleMania. Have Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler come out and talk about, hey, similar to the old Owen 316, I broke Austin's neck. Shayna Baszler, like, I gave Asuka a concussion, I ended her title run. Everybody on the internet knows that she's not going to be able to make it to WrestleMania. Just hand me the title now. And then you got Adam Pearce like, look, we're going to give her some time. Let's give her a break. And then you got Asuka in her pantsuit. She wants to fight. And Adam Pearce is like, no, 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 no. You're not medically cleared. You do it for 2 or 3 weeks. And you tease and tease and tease. And then maybe 2 weeks before WrestleMania, you say, okay, Asuka will be medically cleared for WrestleMania. And she wants to fight Shayna Baszler. So it will be Asuka versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. Boom. Story written. You didn't need to do that much. But can't have that. Now, here's the thing. Charlotte was not on Raw. So everybody else did get an opportunity this week. There's nobody complaining about, why don't you give someone else a chance? Peyton Royce didn't show up. She wasn't on Raw at all. So she cut that promo for what? Nothing. She cut that promo for nothing. We were slapdash everything else on this show. We couldn't slapdash a Peyton Royce Asuka match. We couldn't do that. So that promo was for no reason. And so we still have no idea what Asuka's going to do for an opponent. Then obviously you have the Charlotte thing because you have the Andrade thing. And then you also have it was announced recently that Charlotte's going to be in a movie. She's going to be starring in the remake of Walking Tall. Another remake of Walking Tall. The Rock's version was also a remake. So this is a remake of a remake of Walking Tall. So she's probably going to be disappearing sometime soon. And they have nobody to fill the void. Because once again, they didn't bring any heat or any credibility to anybody on this show. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke won, but so what? The moment they won, the camera went off of them. Okay? You have to pay attention. Like, it's not just wins and losses. It's about where the camera's focus is. The camera did not care that they won. The camera immediately went to do something else. Like, okay, yeah, you won. Let's move on. They were not the focus. They didn't matter. That match didn't matter. I knew the match didn't matter when Asuka came down in the middle of the ring, in the middle of it. It didn't matter. It makes sense to have Asuka versus Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they... And then they had Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. It wasn't even a title match. It was a non-title. So Asuka, once again, did not defend the belt. She has not defended the title since December, I believe. Or what is it? Has it been January at least? I think she defended at the Royal Rumble, maybe. So I'm just shrugging. Like, they have no plan. There is no plan whatsoever for Asuka. Or anyone else. Apparently. And they have no interest in trying to get any type of heat or credibility on anyone else because you had a solid fucking feud right here and you just blew it all in one night. And so what are you going to do? You going to do some type of gimmick match? Which I guess you could. I guess you could do a submission match between Shayna Baszler and Asuka or something like that at WrestleMania. That would be fun. But that would require them actually caring about Shayna Baszler. And it would actually require them caring about Asuka. And they don't care about either one of them. And if this match were to happen, it would just be because it fell in their lap. It wouldn't be because that was the plan. Obviously, the plan was Charlotte and Lacey Evans. But now Lacey Evans is pregnant and Charlotte is doing God knows what because she's got this Andrade thing on one side and she's got the movie thing on the other side. Who knows what the fuck is going on? Who knows what the fuck is going on with her? And now Asuka, got her face booted in. And she didn't talk or do anything. She just wanted to fight Shayna Baszler. That's perfectly fine. But it's WrestleMania season. And we're supposed to be trying to build feuds for WrestleMania. I guess they're going to have a tooth versus tooth match. The winner To win the match, you got to knock your opponent's tooth out of their mouth. How about that? That might be fun. That might be unique. It might be interesting. But I don't think Shayna Baszler or Asuka are going to be in the position to have that match. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. All I know is they keep putting these people on TV and then none of it means anything. They're not giving them any opportunities to get over. Any momentum they do get is killed almost immediately. You know, because you just had the tag team champions get beat up by Asuka by herself. Because why not? I mean, nothing matters, right? Shayna Baszler lost. Just no reason. You know, somebody who's a trained MMA fighter can't keep her shoulders off the mat. She loses literally all the time now. She literally does not care about these matches. She just loses the matches and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You're not even going to have the tag team champions go into Fastlane with any momentum. Nope. That would require you caring about them. Not going to do that either. So I don't understand what we got going here. It was a nice little one night story for Asuka to come back House of Fire and beat the hell out of Shayna Baszler. You know, try to knock her teeth out of her mouth, which is great. That was great. But how is this gonna factor into WrestleMania? It doesn't factor into Fastlane at all. So you need to tell me how it's gonna factor. Is Asuka gonna cost them the tag team titles? That would fucking suck. That would suck. Cause then it'd be fucking Sasha Banks and fucking Bianca Belair as the tag team champions. I don't want that. So you have to figure out how this is gonna work. How is this gonna work? Somebody getting pregnant couldn't have thrown you off your game this much. This is absolute incompetence. Incompetence. They did not think about this shit at all. They didn't think about this shit at all. And it's unfortunate. They just don't care. You know, they don't give a shit. And they haven't even figured out the seating arrangements for WrestleMania yet. They don't even know how many people they could have in the building. So, I'm not putting too much thought into it. It'll still probably turn out fine because it's a women's championship match and most people don't care anyway. But, you know, it would have been nice to have Asuka roll into WrestleMania with some momentum or with a feud with some real heat to it. Something with some natural heat. You know? And maybe they can salvage this. Maybe they can salvage this Shayna Baszler and Asuka match. Maybe they can. Maybe they can't. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah. Shed light. I know what that's like.